Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Before I say anything else, I do understand that there are thousands of people trying to play Battlegrounds and are unable to do so, and that has to be extremely frustrating. It was extremely frustrating because that initially was the exact same case for me. I did the live stream for the first 2 hours, the game mode was live, I managed to get in 2 matches I believe, and after that everything was just dropping and disconnecting, and then when I couldn't sleep at night I tried again, and basically then I got into the match, but it always crashed the game as soon as the first fight was about to start. And then in the morning it kind of loaded a screen, but instead of showing the fight screen it just showed me a timer, and there has been loads of issues. And it is beta, and that's what betas are for. Obviously we all should have expected plenty of issues, and I personally expected the game to go down. Perhaps it would have been better if it goes down for a bit. But all that put aside, I did not expect it to be this bad for this long for so many people. So that is real, and we do need to acknowledge that it's extremely frustrating to match and just to disconnect and lose because of it, and actually lose the points and everything else. And I do not by any means want to diminish the struggles and the issues and the problems and the bugs. There's another very big bug in the game. When you play Battlegrounds, sometimes it displays wrong defender for you, and then you end up fighting something completely different. Like I was meant to be fighting Doom, and I picked Overseer, and then instead of Dr. Doom, it was Hitmonkey that I ended up fighting, or something like that. And that happens to a lot of people. There are definitely a lot of bugs and issues. However, starting late morning and today, I have been able to find matches, and I can actually share my actual experience, and that is exactly what I want to do. And before saying anything else, I absolutely love this game mode. I do understand that there are a lot of things still uncertain. There seems to be a Battlegrounds in-game currency that we will be earning. I hope the economy for that is good. I hope the Battlegrounds store is good and the rewards are worthwhile, because rewards effectively can make or break the game mode. Incursions could be way more popular than they are, because right now I look at incursions as kind of like a wasted time and effort by Kabam. And they proved that. 1 month they put in those special solo objectives for incursions for when you get 30 signature stones. If you reach zone 20, you basically had 5 in zone 10, 10 in zone 15, and 15 in zone 20 or something like that. And for that 1 month, incursions was popular. So it was quite clear that incursions could be much more significant part of the game if the rewards were good enough. And that alone can make or break the game mode. So in this case, I really do hope that Kabam does not butcher this. I do hope that it's worth doing, and I do hope that the rewards are good enough. I like virtually every aspect of this because it combines your combined effort in the history of this game by building your roster. It combines your in-game knowledge when it comes to drafting champions and picking your matchups and understanding interactions, and also combines your skill of play. There are obviously plenty of worries that I do have. I do not think that 15 energy is going to be a good cost at all. I'm also very worried about champion refresh time. The thing that I'm arguably the most worried about is whether boosts work in this game mode. I pray to God that the boosts do not work in here. If the boosts work in here, that single-handedly will kind of destroy the competitive scene. Because then the people who do want to get to the top leaderboards will only play when they're boosted. And buying boosts is very, very expensive. All that being said, there are some other minor issues. The first, my personal problem is whenever I find the match and we have done the drafting, if I am the first player who has to select a defender, there's just not enough time. There's just not enough. I have had about 8 or 9 matches where I just don't pick in time because I'm still thinking. And it has resulted in me losing a couple of matches as well. It has happened about 8 times. Most of the time, it still plays something reasonable, but I had time against Finn here, where it placed Archangel as my first defender, which obviously was not meant to be that. So that kind of made the match go haywire. And the same thing happened here against Oblivion as well in the first round. So that happens to me quite a lot, and the timers, for most part, I'm kind of okay with them. For most part, I am kind of okay with those timers. It's just the very first one when you set your first defender, I think, is far, far too short at the moment. think it needs to be about 15 seconds instead of 8 or 10 that it is now, or maybe even 20, because then you have the most options in your side and you have the most champions to kind of look at on opponent's side as well and plan for. And there's just no way you can fully comprehend like all the scenarios and matchups. All that being said, man, this has been the most fun I have had in the game in such a long time. When this is fixed, when it is stable, when it's running properly, it is likely going to be, my favorite game mode, hopefully, by the looks of it, at least for now. And I absolutely love it. And again, it's going to all be in the rewards and the costs. The mechanics are fine. And I'm very interested how often they will be changing up the nodes and things like that, because obviously that determines the value of plenty of champions. Right now we're going up against the masochism node, which automatically kind of discredits a bunch of champions and makes some champions, significantly better and more powerful. All of those things put aside, playing this game mode, and how many matches I have had today? I haven't counted, probably around 20, 25, because the first ones, it's going to show more on my account, but all of those were just disconnection losses or something, or draws. We can see here that, there were no real rounds played, and there was a disconnect after the first one. There was a, disconnect after the second one. I think I started playing with this DC's icon today, so everything about the DC's icon is what I actually managed to play today. And yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. I already did 2 live streams. I'm going to stream another time today because I just can't get enough of it. I just want to play more and more and more and more and more and more and more, and it is so fun. Obviously, I do need to be careful not to burn myself out and all that other stuff. But I do think we have a legitimate gold mine. I do think if Kabam does not butcher this up, I do think if Kabam works with reasonable costs here, and I hope gears don't ruin it. I hope they put the boost away from this game mode. If they do those pro player moves, I do think we can be looking at something major. We can be looking at, Mile Concert Champions having a completely new life breath into it. I think this game can bloom once more and better and brighter than it has ever done if they do this right. So, I have never in my life wanted Kabam to get something right as much as I want them to get this right. I am going to be the biggest Kabam cheerleader for this particular project. I swear I'll give as much feedback as I can. I'll do everything. Because I want this to happen. I love this game. I have played it for such a long time. This is amazing. I just need to make it work, and they need to make it worthwhile, and they need to make it, relatively fair, as fair as they can make it. Obviously, it's never going to seem fair to everybody. The mastery situation, things like that. The mastery changes, or mastery presets has to happen for this mode to work, because anybody who wants to grind arena can't really play this overly competitive. Even though the last match that I played against Tenzin, and he was in top 3 before our match, he was running Liquid Courage and Double Edge with Recall because Masochism shrugs them off at the beginning, and he actually won the first round pretty much purely because of it, because, he can do a lot more damage quicker, and he won thanks to the time, basically. So he was doing well, and really well, with Liquid Courage Double Edge active. So I'm sure you can be somewhat competitive at the very least, if not at the very top, running those masteries if you have a big account and you can kind of like plan accordingly around it. As far as it comes to the deck building, obviously I do not know exactly what I'm doing. I'm just kind of, using champions that either seem to be good for both or seem to be very, very troublesome. I did some rank ups yesterday. I did do some rank ups yesterday that I probably need to make videos about because I ranked up like 4 champions to rank 3, I think. To be fair, in my defense, several of those champions I was planning to rank up anyways, like Hyperion I was definitely planning to rank up. And there was something else that I ranked. Sasquatch, okay, that maybe I didn't. And what else is there? Sasquatch, Immortal Abomination, and Iron Man Infinity War, I think. But yeah, definitely, absolutely love the game mode. I do hope Kabam sorts out any issues that this game mode has as quickly as possible and gives us as much information as there can be given about the rewards, everything else, so we know exactly what we're looking at and we can actually provide our own feedback back to them the best we can. And again, if you have watched this channel enough, you know that I never hesitate to call Kabam out and point out, the things that are going wrong. And a lot of people accuse me of being, out to get Kabam and overly negative. And, whenever Kabam does anything, I'll complain about it, which is not the case. I do want this game to be great. I do want Kabam to be doing well. I do want them to be making money and this game to attract more and more players because this game's success is intertwined with my own. And never before, as I said, never before have I wished that Kabam gets this right. I truly, truly wish them to do as well as they possibly can with this game mode. And I think it can be so major, so massive, because it is incredibly fun. Right, let me know what you guys think if you had your chances to play, or even if you didn't, perhaps you enjoyed my streams or somebody else's live streams and you made your own observations. And perhaps let me know your less than common MVPs for Battlegrounds, because I have seen some fairly interesting things with Massacre. Massacre seems to be doing very good here. I have seen America Chavez kicking ass and several other champions. So let me know who has been your MVP if you have been managing to get in and play. That is, not Dr. Doom or something like that. But yeah, that being said, I'm going to catch you guys soon. See ya. Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about